If I were to say Aristotle, William Shakespeare, Charles Dickens, and China, what would come to your mind? Well, how about the ban that Chairman Mao had placed on all three of these authors, three of the greatest literary minds that Western civilization has produced? Well, on February 11th of 1978, China officially lifted the ban on Aristotle, Shakespeare, and Dickens, and Chinese literary circles haven't been the same since. We've been banning books as long as we've had books. But what's even sadder than a totalitarian government choosing to ban books is when we as individuals make choices, either consciously or unconsciously, to limit the expansion of our mind through reading. This week, my father turned 75, and one of the greatest gifts that he gave me was that from birth on, he raised me in a home surrounded by books. Matter of fact, it wasn't until I married that I realized that most families don't keep a set of encyclopedia in the bathroom. As we get older, we find that it gets a little harder to learn new things, doesn't it? I have not been as privileged as I would have liked when it comes to time and money to have as much formal education as I had originally wanted. Been raising a family and didn't have time to get all those letters behind my name. But because my father gave me a love of reading and study, I've been able to keep learning even as I've hit the 40s. One thing that impresses me about the Apostle Paul is that even at the end of his life, as an old man sitting in a prison, he wrote to a young man named Timothy, and he said, "Bring me my cloak, but also my books and especially my parchments." Paul was an old man who probably had other things he could do while sitting in that prison, sitting around feeling sorry for himself, for one. But instead he chose to keep learning. We live in a day when we are surrounded by opportunities to learn new things, no matter how old we are. So if I could encourage you of something on today, February 11th of 2010, it's to learn something new. We live in an age where there aren't that many banned books and ideas. This is the information age after all. So don't stop learning and make it a point today, no matter how old you are, to maybe even pick up a book, open it up, read it, and learn something new. Have a great day and enjoy learning. We'll see you tomorrow.